Hello my dear students, I welcome you to today's lecture and also wish you the best of the time whichever time you are watching this lecture. We are doing chapter circle and we are doing exercise 10.4 my dear students. So let's start this exercise. This exercise slightly, actually not slightly, very lengthy. I don't know how many I will be able to solve. Good amount of explanation is needed for every question. 10.3. When it comes to the first question, they say that two circles of radii 5 centimeter and 3 centimeter intersect at 2 points and the distance between their centers is 4 centimeter. Now this is a very important question because actually speaking, these type of questions are not preferred. The reason is why? Because the question is not giving you the complete idea about what is happening in the diagram. Two circles of radii 5 centimeter. See, very careful my dear students. I don't know how many people will be explaining you in this way what I am trying to explain, but I want my students to understand questions in and out. See my dear students, when it comes to this question, what they are telling is two circles of radii 5 centimeter and 3 centimeter intersect at 2 points and distance between their centers is 4 centimeter. So now if you will consider this one circle, supposing this one circle is of 5 centimeter, okay, and now because the other has 3 centimeter and it is a distance 4 centimeter from the center, the distance between the two centers is 4 centimeter. And this is 5 centimeter. The radius of this is 5 centimeter and the distance of the other one is 4 centimeter. So it has to be inside the circle of 5 centimeter. So if I take this inside the circle of 5 centimeter and I draw it like this, I'm sorry, this is very ugly. Now the question is whether this center, which is basically, see, it has to come something like that. I am concentrating on some other point, which is basically inside the bigger circle, will be lying anywhere here and there, or will it be lying on this common chord? This is the common chord, okay, chord which is present in this circle also, chord which is present in this circle also. Whether this center of the smaller circle will be lying on this chord or will not be lying on this chord is a question. See, it is going to make a big difference. If supposing it is, this is the bigger circle, fine, and this is the center. Now if I want it to lie anywhere over here, fine, so it will look something of this sort, fine, and then this will be the center of the other circle lying over here. But that is not clearly mentioned whether the center of the circle, smaller circle with radius 3 centimeter is lying on the common chord or not lying on the common chord, and that should be mentioned. Now what happens my dear students, like supposing if this is center O, this is center O, and supposing this is center O dash. Before I proceed further, we have done in the previous exercises, especially a question is done that when the circles intersect each other, then the segment joining the centers of the circle always perpendicularly bisects the common chord. This common chord is perpendicularly bisected. First of all, it is perpendicular and it is bisected. Remember, the common chord is bisected. Okay, this is the property that the segment joining the centers of the circle, perpendicularly bisects the common chord. Means this is going to be perpendicular to this, and at the same time this will be bisected. Okay, so now the question is, if supposing this would have been like this, if the center is lying on the common chord, the moment the center is lying on the common chord, we will freely say that this is a midpoint over here. If the center is lying on the common chord, Then because then this segment becomes the segment joining the centers of the circle. This will be perpendicular bisector of the common chord. So it will be perpendicular and it will be a common chord. So this will be double. Okay, fine. I hope you all are getting, my dear students. See, I repeat, if the center of the bigger circle and the center of the circle are like this, and this is the common chord, and if the center of the smaller circle is lying on the common chord, then by the theorem that segment joining the centers of the circle, now this is the center of one circle, this is the center of other circle, segment joining the centers of the circle is a perpendicular bisector of the common chord. By this rule, this will be bisected, and then life becomes easy, because see, this is the radius of the smaller circle. You should be able to imagine this, my dear students. This is the radius of the smaller circle. Can you see this? This is center to the point on the circle. So this is the radius. So because this is the radius, this will be 3 meter, and then this will be double of this. This will be total will be 6 meter. They have asked you to find the length of the common chord. That will be easy. But the question is whether the center of this circle lies on the common chord or not. Because if it is something like this, then it is going to be a different game. But then how do you do that? See, my dear students, this is the radius of the bigger circle. It is going to be 5. Fine. This is the radius of the smaller circle. This is going to be 3. And this is the distance between the centers, which is 4, is given to you. Now if I apply, means converse of Pythagoras theorem, if I take the square of the larger side, 5 square, that is going to be equal to 25. Then I take the square of the remaining 2 sides and subtract them. 4 square minus 3 square will be equal to 16 minus 9 will be equal to 16. 4 square plus 3 square, I am very sorry, 25. That will be equal to 25. Fine. 4 square plus 3 square, sorry, side 1 square plus side 2 square is equal to hypotenuse square. So we can see the square of the largest side is equal to the sum of the square of the remaining 2 sides. So that means OA is the hypotenuse and O dash O is a right angle triangle with this is a right angle, 90 degree. Similarly, if I go to this one and I apply Pythagoras theorem again over here, we converse a Pythagoras theorem. I will show you this, but I will not be able to draw this diagram. That's why I am showing you with this diagram. Again in this triangle O dash and this B, O dash and this B, if you will see, again we have got the same configuration, 4 5 3. Again this will be a 90 degree and this will be 90 degree, and moment this also 90 degree, this is also 90 degree, that means this is 180 degree, that means this is a straight line. How are you going to foresee this? They should actually give this in the question, my dear student, that the center of the circle with radius 3 lies on the common chord. They should have given. If it is given in the question, it's okay, otherwise you should be able to foresee this. Okay, and now I go to this. I start to solve this. So here what I have got is this figure now. Circle with center radius 5 meter, and this is my common chord. I will have to draw it like this now, because otherwise then I will not be able to do this. Become something like this. Fine. And then this is going to be the center of the smaller circle, which actually is slightly obvious. Otherwise I would have got over there. That's why I shifted it slightly over here. But try to understand, this is the center of the smaller circle, O dash. This is O, this is A, and this is B, my dear students. They are asking to find the length of the chord, common chord AB. Now in given, what all things will you have? In given you will have radius of circle with center O is equal to 5 centimeter. Similarly, radius of circle with center O dash is equal to 3 centimeter and O dash is equal to 4 centimeter. This they have given. This is 4 centimeter. And remember, at this moment we have to consider that O dash is not on the common chord. Now OA is equal to 5. This is AO dash is equal to 3 because it is the radius of the smaller circle, and OA is the radius of the bigger circle. That's why it is 5. And this is the distance between the centers, so it is 4. To find AB. Now my solution starts. What I will do first is that I will first apply the converse of Pythagoras theorem over here. So in triangle AOO dash, OA square is equal to 5 square is equal to 25. This is done. Then I will write AO dash square plus OO dash square will be equal to what? What is AO dash square? 3 square plus OO dash square will be 4 square, that will be 9 plus 16, that will be equal to 25, and this is second part. From 1 and 2, what do we get is OA square is equal to AO dash square plus OO dash square. Therefore, triangle AOO dash is right angled triangle with angle OO dash A is equal to 90 degree. The reason for this is converse of Pythagoras theorem. So this we have got 90 degree. Now we know that the segment joining the centers of the circle is perpendicular to the common chord. Therefore, O dash has to lie on the common chord. Since segment joining centers of circles is perpendicular bisector of common chord. Perpendicular bisector. Therefore, O dash lies on AB and AB is equal to 2AO dash, right? AB will, because it is a perpendicular bisector. The bisector means it is dividing into two equal parts. This should not be done now. This is dividing into two equal parts. Therefore, this AB will be double of AO dash. That will be equal to 2 into 3. Therefore, AB is equal to 6 centimeter. Okay, my dear students, I hope I am in the range. Not very sure. Yes, I am. Okay, my dear students, so with this I hope I have tried my best to clarify this question. Okay, so you have to understand this question. Try to, if any part is there which you have not understood, then try to listen to this lecture again. First, this part is very important. These are the two figures. When actually the O dash is not on the AB, then what it looks like, it will look like this. And then this will be 90 degree because converse of Pythagoras theorem will be even now carried. And this also will be 90 degree. Both will be 90 degree. So this is going to be a straight line. The straight line is AB. This is not a straight line. AO dash B cannot be a straight line in this fashion. To make this a straight line with a 90 degree, you have to make it like this only. In short, because this is 90 degree, then the segment joining the centers of the circle has to be a perpendicular bisector of the common chord. The O dash where 90 degrees, it has to be lying on AB. This is very clear. Once that is done, then AB will be double of AO dash because it is a perpendicular bisector. It is not only perpendicular, it is also bisecting, means AO dash and O dash B are congruent. Okay, my dear students, with this I go forward for solving the second question. Okay, this is very dirty now. Question number 2, if we go forward, if two equal chords of a circle intersect within the circle, two equal chords, this is very important, two equal chords, there are, now when these two equal chords they intersect, they can intersect in any fashion, intersect within the circle, prove that the segments of one chord are equal to the corresponding segments of the other chords. This is quite easy, my dear students. This is like this. So they are intersecting within the circle. So they are intersecting something. They are equal chords. That you have to be very careful. This is one. And now this is the other. They are equal chords. That is very important. Now here they have given that this is, supposing I take this as A, B, C, D. This is my center O. This is supposing P. Okay. Now they are AB here in given. It is very important that in given AB is equal to CD. They are equal chords. And what they have told, if two equal chords of a circle intersect within the circle, prove that the segments of one chord, that means this is the proof, the segment of one chord is equal to the corresponding segment of the other chord, means AP, which is a longer part, will be equal to the PD, which is the corresponding longer part. At the same time, PC will be equal to PB. This we have to prove. Okay, my dear student, this we have to prove. Now when we have to do this, AP, PD and all, or PC, PB and all, then you know that we have to first separate them into two different triangles, and then we will have to prove this. But if I separate them like this into two different triangles, like supposing I make AO, OD and OP. Okay, AO, OD and OP. AO will be congruent to OD, OP will be congruent to OP, but AP का क्या करेंगे? That is not given. So the only way out is that. Otherwise, what I'll do, construct a perpendicular from here. I'll draw construction. Draw O Q perpendicular to AB and O R perpendicular to CD. This is OQ and OR. They are perpendiculars. And this is OP. So now I can prove these two triangles are congruent, because congruent chords are equidistant. See, remember now what is the rule that we are going to use? Congruent chords are equidistant from the center. That means if supposing this is the circle and there are two congruent chords, supposing this is one congruent chord, this is another congruent chord, then if these are congruent chords, A, B, C, D, then if I see the distance from the center of the circle, these two will be congruent because they are the distance of the chord from the center of the circle. These two distances will be congruent. So here AB and CD are the congruent chords, so this distance OQ will be congruent to this distance OR, because this is the theorem, congruent chords are always equidistant from the center. So OQ will be congruent to OR and OP is common side. So we will get that, and this is RHS. By RHS we will get RHS, right angle hypotenuse side. The right angle hypotenuse is a common side and one side we have proved congruent. Therefore these two triangles will be congruent. And once these two triangles are congruent, then I can say QP is congruent to PR. Okay, then this is congruent. This is really very moving here and there. This is done. AQ is perpendicular to AB. Now I will apply the theorem. Since congruent chords are equidistant from the center of circle, therefore since AB and CD are congruent chords, therefore OQ will be congruent to OR. Let this be first point, right? Now I will compare in triangle OQP and triangle ORP. What do I get? OQ is congruent to OR from 1. OP is congruent to OP, common side, and we know that angle OQP is congruent to angle ORP equal to 90 degree. This I have done by construction. Therefore triangle OQP is congruent to triangle ORP by RHS criteria. Therefore QP is congruent to RP by CPCT. Now you have to be very careful. See, I have got only QP is congruent to PR. But if I join this QP to this AQ, try to understand this AQ. No. This RD also is not right. Okay, that they are congruent, we'll have to prove AQ is congruent to RD also we'll have to prove. We will have to prove that AQ is congruent to RD. Now this is again second point, my dear student. Now you have to see this again different. Now for here, what is the theorem we will be using? So this is done. This is the first theorem that we used. Second theorem that we will be using is, which is very popular, perpendicular drawn from center of circle to the chord bisects the chord. Means if supposing this is the circle and there is a chord, and if it is a perpendicular is drawn from the center of the circle to the chord, if this is the case, then this will bisect the chord. This will be congruent to this. So here also this is the chord, AB is congruent to CD. So now this I'll write, since perpendicular from center of circle to the chord bisects the chord, therefore AQ is equal to half of AB and RD is equal to half of CD. AQ will be half of AB, right? And RD will be half of CD. So this we have got. Now we know AB is equal to CD. This is given, they are congruent chords, therefore half of AB will be equal to half of CD, but half of AB is equal to AQ will be, and half of CD is equal to RD. So we will get AQ is equal to RD. Adding 2 and 3. If I go to add 2 and 3, what do I get? When I am trying to add 2 and 3, what do I get? So this is 2 and 3. So I will add left hand side to left hand side and right hand side to right hand side. Okay, I will add left hand side to left hand side. Left hand side is QP and AQ एक लाइन में है ना बाबा? Yes, QP plus AQ will be equal to RP plus RD. Now what is QP plus AQ? QP plus AQ is AP and RP plus RD. RP plus RD is PD. This is done. This is what we had been told to ask. AP is equal to PD. Now the next one, again what I will do, now again AB is equal to CD. This is given. Now I will subtract this. Subtracting 5 and 4 means from AB I will subtract AP, that will be still equal to CD minus PD. Now if you will see this, from AB if you will subtract AP, you will get what? PB. And from CD if you will subtract PD, what will stay is PC. This is what they have asked you to prove. This too is being asked you to prove. Therefore from 4 and 5. Hence proved. Okay, my dear students, with this we have finished second question, and they are really not that, actually it requires good amount of explanation. Okay, now this third question, if two equal chords of a circle intersect within the circle, prove that the line joining the point of intersection, okay, line joining the point of intersection to the center make equal angles with the chords. Okay, means it is the same figure, my dear students. This is a circle and then they are telling the same thing. There are two chords over here which are definitely equal chords. These are equal chords. This is O, this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Now only they are equal chords. Okay, AB is equal to congruent to CD. This is given to you. AB is two equal chords of circle intersect within the circle. Prove that the line joining the point of intersection to the center. This is the line joining the point of intersection to the center. This is the line joining the point of intersection. OP is the line joining the point of intersection to the center. Makes equal angles with the chords. Means this angle and these angles are equal. We have to prove that. See, again we will do the same thing, my dear students. Construction. This is draw OQ perpendicular to AB and OR perpendicular to CD. Fine. So like this, if you will draw perpendicular over here, you will draw perpendicular over here. This is OQ, this is OR. Again we will do the same thing, my dear students. I will prove these two triangles are congruent and then these two angles will be congruent by CPCT. Finished. So here what I will have, since, again the same thing, my dear, since congruent chords are equidistant from the center, AB congruent to CDC, therefore OQ will be congruent to OR. This is your first point. They are congruent. Now you are free to prove in triangle OQP and triangle ORP. You will get OQ is congruent to OR from 1. OP is congruent to OP. This is common side. Angle OQP is equal to angle ORP, each 90 degree by construction. Therefore, triangle OQP will be congruent to triangle ORP by RHS criteria. Fine, these two triangle, this is RHS means right angle is proved, hypotenuse OP is proved, and side OQ is proved. Okay, RHS criteria. Therefore, angle OPQ is congruent to angle OPR by CPCT. Therefore, angle OPA is congruent to angle OPD by, why? Because same angles, different names. Okay, this is done. Third one was comparatively very easy. Fourth one is a very important one, which is actually very easy, but it is the question which is most of the times favorite of all the teachers all around the schools. Question number 4. If a line intersects two concentric circles, which are again shown to you, my dear student, these two concentric circles. Concentric circles are the circles having same center. I will not be sure whether I will be able to draw this properly. You have to bear with my diagrams. This they have told two concentric circles. They have shown the diagram. This is O, and then there is a. If a line intersects two concentric circles with the same center, with the center O at A, B, C, D. So this is a line which is intersecting. Let me see if I can manage something over here. A, B, C, D. This is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. Okay, fine. Prove AB is equal to CD. This we have to prove. AB is equal to CD. See, here also we have to take construction. Draw OP perpendicular to AD. Sorry, my dear students, I am very sorry. I was not prepared myself. Actually, see, it is like this. Okay. This is very, very, very simple, my dear students, but this is very important. First, you will have to give the address in. No, first of all, we have to write we know perpendicular drawn from center to the circle bisects the chord. Label this as 1. In smaller circle, we will get BP is congruent to CP, right? Because this is the chord perpendicular drawn from center of the circle to the chord, will bisect the chord, so BP will be equal to PC. This is your 2. Also, in larger circle, this bigger circle, AD is the chord, this is the perpendicular drawn, so AP will be equal to PD. AP will be equal to PD. This is also from 1. This both, by this we have got. Now subtracting 2 from 3. Remember, the larger AP should be subtracted from, BP should be subtracted from AP. So AP minus BP, this is equal to PD minus CP. AP, but now you have to be very careful. This is one type of presentation. Fourth, but AP minus BP is equal to what? What is AP minus BP? If I subtract this, what I get? AB is equal to AB. Reason for this is A dash B dash P. They are in the straight line, A dash B dash P. And this one, PD minus CP. This is PD minus CP, means this is cut. What stays is CD, 5. Because here P dash, C dash, D, they are in the straight line. See my dear student, this is actually a set that you should be able to understand. Always, most of the time this will be coming to you all people. Even the previous question we had it in some way, but I did not present it in this fashion. But this is what it is. When you subtract the two sides or you add the two sides, even not for sides only, it is also applicable for angles. Then the one left hand side will actually go to the other figure. The other left hand side, right hand side will go to the other figure. And from this 4, 5 and 6. From 4, 5, 6. We get what? In place of AP minus BP, what will I write? AB. In place of PD minus CP, what will I write? CD. And that is what we have to prove. Okay, my dear students, with this we have finished 4 questions, and soon I will come to solve 5th and 6th. 5th and 6th are really good questions. They are going to make your algebra very strong. You need to have a strong algebra for 5th and 6th. That I will soon cover in the next lecture, my dear students. See you all. So I hope you all have understood this. Kindly go through this again and again. They are, and especially this 4th question, this is very, very, very important, my dear students. Okay. So stay home, stay happy, stay safe. See you all. Love you all, my dear students.